This is your push workout. Take a second to take a screenshot. You don't want to get in a gym and have to start scrolling through this video just in case you forget what you need to do. Now you've done that, make sure you start with a 10-minute walk and let's jump straight into the workout. Stand up straight, put your feet shoulder width apart and put your arms by your side. And raise your hands out in front of you at a 90-degree angle. Slowly move the weights to your left and right. You should feel the shoulders doing the work. Lift your elbow to 90 degrees as if you was going to start a shoulder press and rotate your arms outwards while holding the dumbbell. Again, move the weight slowly. Final warm-up exercise is a standard shoulder press. Put your elbows 90 degrees and move the weights up using your shoulders and stop just before the weights touch at the top. They don't need to touch. Okay, so next find yourself a free weight bench. Set it to either 30-degree or a 45-degree angle. Personally, I prefer a 45-degree angle. I feel like I get a better squeeze through my chest, but this is down to personal preference. Set the seat to an angle so you don't slide down the chair while you're lifting the weight. Again, this is personal preference. I have mine set about halfway. Start with some 10 kg dumbbells. If this does feel too heavy, drop down to 5 kg. Rest them on your quads, closer to your knee the better, as it will give us more leverage to get them up. Push with your knees one at a time and lean back. Have your elbows at a 90-degree angle and keep your shoulders back. Keep your feet flat and planted. Keep your back flat against the bench, or it can have a slight arch. Use the top of your chest to push the dumbbells up in a controlled motion. Don't let them touch at the top as this doesn't do anything. You should feel the squeeze before that point. Control the weight on the way back down. You need to control your breathing, as this is the case with all exercises. When you are lifting the weight, you need to be breathing out. When you're finished, you can rest them back on your quads or drop them on the floor. If you do drop them on the floor, just make sure you don't have any belongings underneath you. Find a free weights bench and set the position between 75 and 85 degrees. Start with your dumbbells on your quads. The closer to your knees, the easier it is to kick up. Kick one up at a time and start with each arm at a 90-degree angle. Keep your back flat against the bench with your feet flat and planted. Focus on your front delts moving the weights up and down in a controlled motion. You don't need them to touch at the top of the motion. You should feel the squeeze before this. Bring the dumbbells back down safely, aiming to not crash them into your legs. So firstly, pick up some light dumbbells. Start with 2.5 kgs, stand up straight, put your feet shoulder width apart and have a slight bend in the knees. Roll your shoulders back and use the side delts to bring each dumbbell up at a 90-degree angle. Control the motion up and down on each rep. Lay down on the bench so that your head is underneath the bar. Put your hands in a pronated grip position at a 90-degree angle. Grip the bar and bring your shoulder blades together and have a slight arch in your back. Keep your feet flat and planted. This will form a solid base to drive the bar with power. Keep your shoulders back to isolate the chest. Bring the bar down to the bottom of your chest, having it touch only slightly. Bring the bar back up again in front of you to your starting position, all in a controlled motion. So firstly, you want to find a machine that looks like this. Set the arms to the second furthest setting. Adjust the weight so the pin is 2 weights down. Set the seating position so that your arms are either parallel with the floor or line up with the bottom of your chest. Pull the arms round one at a time. Keep your shoulders back, feet flat and planted. Back flat against the support and keep a slight bend in your elbows throughout the whole motion. Control the arms back until you feel your chest stretch. Do not go back too far, as we don't want any other muscle to take over the exercise. This is all about isolating our chest. Slowly bring the arms back round to the center and pause for 1 to 2 seconds before repeating each motion. Just the way up or down depending on how the last one felt. Cable machine. Grab a flat bar, set the hook to the top of the rung. Start with the weight 2 pins down. When we pull the bar down, we want to lean slightly forward and stick our bums out and slightly bend our knees. Your triceps should be down by your side and have minimal movement. while we are completing each rep. Move the bar down until you feel a squeeze in your triceps and pause for a second. Slowly move the bar back up again until it's at a 90-degree angle. Adjust the weight after each set if you felt like it was too easy or too heavy. Until next time, keep growing, keep thriving.